class, we learned about Erikson's theory of development, which consists of 8 crucial stages of a person's life. The key to this model is that each stage breaks down into 2 different paths that a student can go down based off of their experiences while in the stage. For example, the one I focused on most as a peer leader was stage 5, which is identity versus role confusion. In this stage, people may either understand their identity and learn the virtue of fidelity, or become confused because they never found a place they belong. This stage is significant because it is the stage that many students undergo in college. Their ability to find a place where they feel like they can fit into can determine whether they will leave this stage in a positive or negative way. This ultimately impacts the rest of their life. As a peer leader, I took this into account so that when meeting with students, I could identify what that student specifically needed based off of what stage they were in. It is important to understand that the people's needs will vary based on the stage they are battling with, and you can't expect people to all be in the same stage at the same time because people have different elements contributing to their development. This is why it is important to be aware of the certain signs and indicators of a stage that a student may be in based off of what they tell you in conversation or their body language. One of the lessons I took away from our readings was in Chapter 5 of Dungy. He tells us that as leaders, we are called to impact others, but the situation is going to look different for everyone. Everybody has different strengths and weaknesses, so we are naturally drawn to situations that are in need of the things we are good at providing. This is how we individually make impacts. Some people's situations or impacts that they make may seem greater than others, but no matter if the impact is small or large, it all plays an important role in God's larger plan for everyone. In Sam's Chapter 4, I learned about the qualities of a leader. This was a good self-evaluation page for me when thinking about ways I could be a better leader. The Mentor Companion book gave me concrete steps to making the transition into college easier for freshmen. One of the things I learned while serving as a peer leader is the importance of communication when developing a personal relationship. Communication has many requirements across the board: verbal, nonverbal communication, listening, and following up. I had to practice all of these when meeting with students. Good communication skills at the very least shows people that they are cared for in a simple way. Plus, when actively listening to a student, you get to learn more about this person and be able to support him or her in a more personal way. This semester I had to work on my listening skills most. This required me to obtain discipline to not think about what I was going to say while the other person was talking, so that I could fully understand the situation and give an honest response. One of my strengths as a leader is encouraging others to step out of their comfort zones and harvest a voice of their own. I personally don't have one specific definition of a leader. I believe that leaders come in all shapes and forms with different values. Throughout the semester, I've supported my pre-nursing freshman class to step out of their comfort zones and join different clubs, whether that be playing an intramural sport or joining a community group. But above all, to reach out for help if needed, whether it be academic tutoring or maybe referring them to the counseling center for other services. I have made it a point to stress the importance of utilizing on-campus resources. Something I've always battled with is speaking in front of crowds. So I was a bit nervous going into class every Friday, knowing that I would have to talk on the spot and answer questions. But the more often I spoke in front of the class, the easier it became. And as I became a more present figure in the class, the more the freshmen approached me. After a couple weeks, I ended up growing pretty close with a good number of kids in the class, and speaking in front of the class became fun and rewarding as opposed to seeming like a chore in the beginning. It really showed me that great things don't come from comfort zones.